Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I actually can't. Makeup, okay, makeup. Don't think anything else. Right, I don't know if you can see me properly. It's gonna be the start of every video, like, can you see me? Hey guys, hey lovelies, my girls. I'm gonna be talking to you today about mental health and self-love and all things like that, because that is like my favorite thing to talk about. I love talking about mental health and spreading awareness and all of the above, because I feel like some people just aren't educated enough in certain aspects of it, because so much can affect a person in day-to-day life and you would have literally no idea. So we'll just jump straight into it and do a little bit of background on me. I know I already did a video about getting to know me and stuff, but like on a deeper, more personal level, to be able to speak to you from the heart about a subject like this, I feel like you have to know a bit about my mental health and my journey throughout my life with my mum's coughing. So if you hear that as well, oh, she's laughing and coughing. It happens. That's what happens when you smoke, Sammy. Yeah, don't condone it, guys, don't condone it. Don't do that at home. But a bit about me. I went through school, I flew through school, but throughout school I found myself in a big friendship group with girls, and I started getting acne at a really young age, like spots, and you can see that I do have spots now. My makeup doesn't hide that, but like it was really bad. Like I'll insert a photo if I figure out how to edit one in, of what my skin looked like when I first started secondary school. I was literally like, you could play dot to dot on my face. I can laugh about it now because I don't care about it anymore, but back then, like, if I had an argument with someone, the first thing someone would pick at is, oh, you've got spots, like you've got a spotty face, or just your skin's horrible, your skin's disgusting, which I actually learned recently that acne attacks clean skin. Acne attacks clean skin, thank you. So it's not that I needed to wash my face or anything like that. I just had really clean skin that was prone for infections and acne, like, and girl, you suffer for life. You suffer for life with things like that. There's no cure to it. It is inside of you. It is a problem with your pH in your skin and your hormones. It's not just, yeah, let me put some toothpaste on a spot and it will go overnight. It's not a pimple. It's not a pimple, love. It's inside of you. That's why I've started taking gut health tablets and everything to flush out my insides, so that my skin can be cleared from the inside out. Does that make sense? I'll touch up a lot more on acne if any of you are interested, or any of you want to pop me a message and speak about it, because I know that it does beat down people's self-confidence a lot, especially throughout school and everything. Like, it's your face, everybody's gonna see it. And I will be open and honest, I get acne on my shoulders, on top of my back, even sometimes down my back. That is where it attacks me, my face, my shoulders, I get it behind my ears sometimes. Like, I don't right now, but like little things, people just don't get it. You don't get it, okay? So please don't pick on something that people cannot control. It's life. Things like that happen. But in terms of school life, like I said, was in a big group of girls. It was amazing, it was nice, I loved every single one of the girls. But growing up, you change and differences are made, and I hate change, but you grow up, don't you? You go through puberty, you start your period, and girls turn bitchy. Like, the amount of times our group had divided and we were all against each other, one of them. But me, I was a social butterfly. Like, let me tell you something, I was friends with literally everyone. I would jump friendship groups like no tomorrow. I never had a solid best friend throughout school, like, and that's what I sit and think about sometimes. Like, throughout school, I had literally a new best friend all the time. Same group of girls, but I had a different best friend all the time. And it gets a bit hostile as you grow up. You start arguing, you start having fights, you all stop talking to each other. And I was literally pulled out of school quite a few times because I got picked on quite a bit. Can't really say that I was an angel, because listen, I always offended myself, like I've always offended myself, but I was picked on quite a bit and I stopped going to school, didn't want anything to do with it. Like it literally, it messed with me, because then I would always look at myself and think, am I what people say I am? Do you know what I mean? Is that how people view me? Is that what people think of me? And I really care. Whereas like now, one of my very close friends gave me a bit of advice which I will take with me for the rest of my life. He told me that what other people think about you is not your business. What other people think about you is not your business. And I love that. And when he said it to me, I was like, girl, like, be for real. It is my business. They're thinking about me. But no, it's not my business, because that's how they view me. If I know who I am as a person, I know my morals, I know I've got respect, and I know that I'm a good person with a good heart, why am I going to care what someone else thinks? I'm not going to care what someone else thinks, because that's just how they see me. That's what they look at and what they see. They don't know what's going on inside my mind. They don't know what's going on inside anything. Like, they don't actually know who I am. Only I know who I am, truly. So if anybody needed to hear that, there you go, because that is the most important part, like, piece of advice that I've been given, and it is sticking, especially in this situation. I never thought I'd post on YouTube or anything of the sort, or be speaking on any social media platform, but here we are. And like I said in my last video, if you take time to hate, that's not my problem. It is not my problem. That is your problem with yourself. Because one thing about people that pick, they've got problems with themselves. They lack something in themselves, and they take that out on you. They make it your problem. But fast forward, I went through a lot of stuff, and my parents split up, and I wasn't surrounded by the best people at the time, and I fell into a very dark hole of depression. I stopped going to school completely. I shut myself out and didn't see my friends. I had visits with CAMS. I got put on antidepressants. Like, it was rough. Like, I couldn't go out because I'd have panic attacks. I couldn't sit in a classroom because I'd have panic attacks, and the school would come out to my house to see me. I wouldn't talk. I was literally mute. Like, it's probably the lowest I've ever been in my life. And I shut myself out completely and didn't speak to anyone. And that's when I started writing in my journals. This is one of 3. I've got 3 of these, and I literally, if I could stress anything to you, it's writing. Literally just write. Like, I could not express any feelings, any emotions to anybody. That's just my personal preference. My coping mechanism is now to write. I love it. I love everything about it, because this book is for me. This carries all of my secrets, my things I enjoy. Like, I don't always write about my bad days, but I write about my good days, the parties I've been to with old friends, like things I've done with people that I love, and I just like to document. And I write it down because, to me, this is my safekeep. I don't have to go out and express myself to everyone and tell everyone how upset I am. As much as that could help me in them situations, because I could have a shoulder to cry on, I just think that now I've got this book to look back on if I ever need to see my growth or ever need to remember something. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is just my little book of life. I then took myself off antidepressants because I didn't want to have to depend on medication to keep me happy. And I wouldn't advise you to do that, because everyone's different. Like, everybody's minds work differently, and everybody has been through different things. But because of the situation that I was in, and like, I grew up around, everyone around me has some sort of, I wouldn't say issue or problem, because to me, depression, anxiety, ADHD, autism, anything like that, that's not an issue and that's not a problem to me. Like, I don't look at them and think, wow, like, they're problems, they need changing. They're just chemical imbalances in people's bodies that they need to adjust to and find ways to function with. Does that make sense? So I've grew up around people being on medication, people going through loads of different things, and for me, I just didn't want to have to depend on that to keep myself sane and make myself happy. So I took myself off that, and then I finally sat my GCSEs at school in a room with another girl who hadn't been attending school. And I finished school and I went to prom, and you know what, looking back at it now, I wish I'd done everything so differently, because that was my moment to get my life together. But I'm still grateful for the people that did support me throughout it, and the fact that I was still able to complete school and then move on. And as I said in my last video, I didn't go into any further education because I had no idea what I wanted to be, and I still don't know what I want to be now. Like, I'm not reaching for the next big thing, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just living in the moment and taking every day as it comes, and making sure I tell the people that I love them, and making memories with everybody that I love. And I don't see that as a bad thing at all. I don't think everybody should have their lives figured out, especially at 18, 16, 15, all of them. I miss 17, but you get the gist. Like, I don't think everybody should have their lives figured out right now. Do you know, like, that's just me. That might just be my mindset, but I know where I want to be now is fine, and where I'm going to be tomorrow is fine. But in terms of mental health and all of that, my mental health really did tie in with my self-love and how I viewed myself. Because of me being so low for such a long time, I naturally feel like I'm a negative person, and I naturally felt like I have a lot of anger in me, especially when I get, like, something pisses me off or someone does something, like, I rile up with anger. But now I'm at the point where I can control my emotions, and I think being able to control your emotions and be in touch with your emotions is so important and will save you from everything. Like, to be able to know when you need to sit and cry, to be able to know when you need to take a step back from a situation before it escalates, that is like strength. Like, that is so much strength. And when I was depressed, I had nothing like that. All I saw was red. I was angry all the time. I was in bed sleeping all day, every day, wasting my life away, literally rotting, not eating, not going anywhere, not answering the phone, turning my phone off, like not even speaking to my mum when she's in the next room. It was rough. It was so rough. And it's very easy, like, I don't think people touch on this enough, it's very easy to slip back into a situation like that. And the strength to, like, be able to hold yourself together when something goes wrong, instead of just thinking, forget this, I'm going bed and that's it. Like, you have to really, like, think about your future in the next few days. And this is why I write, because I remind myself of, why would I want to spend the rest of my life rotting in bed doing nothing with myself, when I know my potential as a person, and I know that I've got a lot of strength as a woman to be able to pull myself together and say, look, Tyla, like, sort it out. It's just a bump in the road. And life is a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster. And this is what I have to stress to people that I speak to about mental health and struggling and having bad days. Bad days are normal. Like, bad days, it's not normal if you don't have a bad day. Nobody has a perfect life. Nobody has a perfect life. And bad days don't mean a bad life. Bad days are just low days. That's what I call them. It's just a low day. You just have some feeling in your body, but you know that you can rejig it and you can recharge for the next day. Because every day's a new day. You don't need to have one bad day and then make the rest of your month a bad month, do you? It's just a bump in the road, and you come through it. And to me, I think once you get through it, or you get past it, or you just move on, you're stronger. Because that was a life lesson that you've now just accomplished, and you can now move on with your life with the success and the feeling of, I've just got through the worst, or what I thought was one of the worst days in my life, or one of the worst moments in my life, and everything's getting better, because everything does get better. It just takes time. And I say this so much to people. Time is so valuable. Time is one of the most valuable things that we have. And we don't get a lot of that, because I've been here for 18 years, but I don't know when my last day is going to be. So do I really want to spend my last day crying in bed? So I started doing my makeup, making myself feel good, like getting nice clothes or just doing things that I enjoyed. So for instance, going out for food with my friends, spending more time with my family, writing, reading, I love reading, and watching new things on the telly, because I feel like your life depends on the people you surround yourself with, the food you put into your body, and the things you watch and the things you read. If I'm going to go through my life watching Horrid Henry every single day, am I going to learn anything? No. I love Horrid Henry, but I'm not going to learn anything, am I? Whereas if I pick up a book that talks about life, growth, self-love, even a romantic book about a future, a family, I'm going to learn so much more from that. If I watch podcasts about just the world, and even David Attenborough, I love watching things like that. I don't watch them, but when I do have them on, I'm engrossed in them, because I just think, wow, this is our world that we live on. We should be grateful. We should be so grateful that we actually have so much on this earth to learn about, so much knowledge to build up. So yeah, I started reading, writing, eating good. I don't eat good all the time. I'm not going to sit here and glamorize it, because I don't eat healthy all the time. I do love a takeaway, and I love chocolate. But it's things like that that make a difference in our lives. If you eat good, you're going to have so much energy, and your days are going to feel so much nicer, so much smoother. If you eat chocolate and crisps every day, like I used to and still do sometimes, guilty. You're going to be tired all the time, because you're not going to have the energy. And that's just how it is. So eat good, sleep good, and fuel your body. That makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel so much better about yourself. And then obviously dressing nice, looking good. When you feel good and you look good, that's just everything. That is everything, okay? But you get where I'm going. I'm going to show you some of the books that my boyfriend bought me for Christmas, because I'm obviously very big on books, but these are quote books and just self-love books. And I'm going to read you some affirmations that I've got in this bad boy, because I write here all the time. I post over on my Instagram story the affirmations that I write in my book. I've got a highlight for it. I just love everything to do with self-love, because people just, you don't know what someone's going through behind closed doors. The prettiest face could literally still have insecurities. And I fought through my insecurities, my insecurity being my acne. I fought through that, because I know that I'm a beautiful soul, and I know that I'm a beautiful girl. And I don't think that me having spots on my face should define our beauty standards. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Define our beauty standards. Well, our beauty standards are crazy in this generation. You're supposed to have a tiny waist, a shape, a love heart shaped face, glass skin. And you know what? Everyone who has those things are beautiful, but why can't we talk about the people that have spots, the people that have stretch marks, the people that are a bit on the chubby side? I love my belly, and I've said this to so many people. If I go to the gym, it's not me going to the gym because I want to lose weight. If anything, I want to put weight on. I don't want to change myself really as a person, because I think that everyone is beautiful just the way that they are. And I think that if we all look the same, then what would the point be? What would the point be if everybody just looked the same? You don't want that, do you? So I think rather than glamorizing all of these supermodels who are insane, we should actually look at ourselves and realize, but I am my own beauty standard. I love me, I love who I am as a person, and I'm not going to change that just because some people don't like it. You don't have to be liked. Like me, I don't care. If none of you like me, I don't care. Because I love myself. So I've got a book here called Don't Store It, Hide It. It's the first edition. And honestly, this book, I love this book because it's a book that you write in, and I've not wrote much in it because I just haven't really found the time. So like for instance, in this book, it's got let me introduce myself, and obviously I've just said my name is Tyla-Beau, I'm 18 years old. My personality in 3 words, I put magnetic, funny and genuine, because I just think in these books, like these are for you, this is the book for you, and then if you want to give it to someone, you can give it to someone. Are my looks, see, and this is why I love it, because it's got questions like this: are my looks important? And I put no, but I always take pride in my looks. Every day is a fashion show, because every day to me is a fashion show. What makes me unique? I put my green eyes and my pure soul. And then it says like memories of myself I would like to leave behind. And I just put, I want people to remember how pure my intentions have always been. I'm a free spirit and have never been afraid to express myself. I'm glamorous, I'm beautiful, and I'm such a genuine person. And then it's got pure or impure in it. Like this book, I think, could really help some people who want to get to know themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, I went through a stage of feeling so lost and not knowing anything about myself, no hobbies, no nothing. And I just love it. I just love this. It's got true or false questions in, like it's got the person, who, that, and it's like you can write your friends' names and stuff. Best thing I've ever done and the worst. I would like to learn. If my house burns, what would I take with me? I don't know. But that's a great book. I've got a gentle reminder as well by Bianca, a gentle reminder. And I like this book because it's got quotes in it as well. So, oh, here's a good quote. Listen to the part of yourself that knows there's more out there for you. I love books like this. You were never asking for too much, you were simply just asking the wrong person. To be who you are after all you've been through at the hands of this world is beautiful. It's okay to be affected by something you thought you'd healed from. Healing is not linear. Be gentle with yourself. It's all about time, girls. It's all about time. No person is sent to you by accident. It's okay to outgrow those who don't know how to love you. If you are capable of feeling so much towards those who may not have always been gentle with your heart, imagine how beautiful love will be when it's right. Imagine how beautiful love will be when it stays. So that's another good book. I've got Milk and Honey, which is another quote book. And girl, if you know, you know, like this book is just a quote book, and it's got loads of different emotions in. I think it's got the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. We'll go to the healing because I'm not hurting. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. My heart aches for sisters more than anything. It aches for women helping women like flowers ache for spring. The goddess between... Oh, I'm not reading that one. That's a bit sexual. Please, relax. I'm not reading any more of that. It's too sexual. The relationship book. I don't think I've looked in this one. Oh, this one's cute. This one's got a content, and it says it's got the beginning, the rest of our lives, a deep dive, harder questions, self. Let's look at self. 165. Your imperfections are absolute perfection. They are. They are. Oh, I don't like that one. That's a bit sad. How can you continue working on yourself in this? Oh, these are questions to actually write to. These are for you. Oh, these are actually questions for you to answer in this book. So if you are in a relationship and you feel like sometimes you need some sort of support without asking for support, you can just get this book. Honestly, it's literally, I've just scrolled past something. It's write a letter of gratitude to your partner, write a letter of gratitude to yourself, your favourite games to play, films to watch, series to watch, songs to listen to, places to go together. If you could do anything for your partner right now, what would you do and why? And then, oh my goodness, it's got the ways to say I love you in English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Arabic, Bengali, Turkish, Greek, Dutch, Swedish, Polish, Thai and Romanian. That's insane. I'm going to put a bookmark in there. I'll be going back to that one. But guys, on that note, we're going to go through some of my affirmations that I've got wrote down in my book that I've wrote myself, because I think that saying affirmations just makes you feel better about yourself. Like, you might not believe them to begin with, but you get the hang of it. So I've got in here, let me find it. I've got all sorts. I wrote stuff about self-love as well. Let me find that. Actually, I think it might be affirmations about self-love, but I've got inner peace. So for my inner peace, I've got, I stop worrying about everything. I will live a healthy lifestyle. I will stop thinking about past events. I forgive myself and others. I'm becoming more at peace within myself. I'll be more honest with myself. I will do what I love to do. I will take things on with a gentle approach. I will stop feeling the need to control everything. I will let life play out on its own. Don't be a people pleaser. Trust your instincts. Say exactly what you mean. Be kind to yourself. Stay away from drama and negativity. Let go of what you can't control. Be kind to yourself. I think I wrote be kind to yourself twice. And I wrote trust your instincts twice. So that's just me emphasising that to you, if whoever needs it. So for self-love as well, I've done 11 bullet points. I have infinite capacity for love and affection. Love brings me youthfulness, energy, and rejuvenates me. I'm a beautiful person. I love and treasure my body. I trust my abilities to survive and thrive through any obstacle. I have come this far and I can keep going. My life is founded on respect for myself and others. I deserve love, compassion, and empathy. I am worthy of love, peace, and joy. I'm a dream girl. I glow from the inside out. I just love things like that, and I love saying them as well. I love it. I really do think that people should do affirmations more often, especially if you struggle with your self-love and the way that you view yourself as a person. If you are to sit and give yourself time and write affirmations, read affirmations, say affirmations, it does make a difference. So I've also put in here, when you don't compare yourself to others, you open up space for. And I put self-acceptance, appreciating where you are, going at your own pace, authentic expression, improving your self-esteem, building stronger relationships, more positive self-talk, finding your true passions, putting your energy towards your journey, improving your overall mental well-being, and being at peace. And I think that's really true. I think if you stop comparing yourself to the next person and you stop thinking, oh, but she has that and I don't have that, you then give yourself more time to be able to work on you in your growth as a person, so that one day maybe you can have what she has, or if it's clothing or makeup or anything, or you can learn to accept, to love yourself the way that you are because you've given yourself time to do that. And then I put moving through big feelings. To move through big feelings, you have to acknowledge them, require acceptance, realise that they don't define who you are, and open up to learning and growth. Because if you are going through something that's so like gut-wrenching, something that's really breaking you down, if you don't open up and think, I can grow from this, you're going to be in a constant cycle in your head and you're not going to get anywhere. And then I've also put for self-love is here, because I write everything in here and I write loads about self-love. Fill your own cup up first. You deserve to take up space. It's okay if it doesn't all get done. You're allowed to make mistakes. Inner peace is your birthright and you need time to step into your power. We're powerful. We're magnetic, honestly. Your You have to protect your peace, your aura. You need to love yourself before you give out love to anybody else. You need to fill your cup before you even think about filling somebody else's. Because if you don't, then all of your energy is just going to be drained, and you're going to be tired, and you're going to hate yourself, and you're going to speak bad about yourself. Ways to find your power. List traits that you love about yourself. Make a wish list, light a candle and let it burn out. Make a list of self-care rituals that you love. Visualize cutting all ties with relationships that no longer serve you. Create a sacred space for contemplation and magic. Think positive and empowering thoughts. Read a magical book. Design a symbol. And then I just wrote some things here which some of you guys can listen to, because I just think, I don't know, I feel like maybe I've got a bit off topic, but it all ties together in the end. If you have doubts about the way that you feel about yourself or your mental health, you need to give yourself time to work on yourself. And for me, that was doing all of this, writing, reading, and figuring out ways to make myself feel good rather than wait for the next big thing and somebody else to make me feel good. So I've wrote, you do not just wake up and become a butterfly. Growth is a process. Become comfortable being uncomfortable and watch your world transform for the better. And I say this to people, to be comfortable, sometimes you need to pull yourself out of your comfort zone and be uncomfortable. And it works, trust me, it works. You can't change other people, you can only change yourself. When you change yourself, the people creating issues either change with you or leave. When you shift, everything around you shifts. And that's true. If you're gonna go through your life being surrounded by people who have no ambition, people who don't really like themselves, and people who pick on other people, you're gonna be like that. Because the people that you hang around with say so much about you as a person. So you need to sit around that table where there's success, where there's dreams, where there's ambition, where there's literal goddesses. You need to sit yourself around that table so that you know that if you fall, you're not falling back on people that don't want to do anything with themselves. You're falling back on people that will support you and build you up. And now I'm going to tell you why kindness matters with my bullet points that I've got. It can have a ripple effect, obviously meaning you're kind to someone, they're going to be kind to the next person. It can help relieve stress and anxiety. It boosts mental wellness. It helps a deeper connection with others. It releases good hormones. It can improve self-esteem and happiness. It produces a feeling of belonging. It has a positive effect on mental health. It can help shift perspectives to what truly matters. You never know what someone else is going through. Kindness is free. Kindness is free. It takes more energy to be negative than it does to be positive. Always have pure intentions. Always. Tips for confidence. Don't seek approval or praise. Don't be desperate for attention. Don't prove yourself to anyone. Nobody ever deserves, well, not deserves, nobody's ever owed an explanation, okay? Just be aware of that. You are who you are, through and through. As long as you know that, you don't need to explain that to anybody else. Don't be afraid of being wrong and don't be afraid of change. Respect yourself. Don't be envious of other people's success. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to tell the truth. Don't be in other people's business. Have positive thinking and help people in this world. Kindness is free. If you've got a loud voice and you're a confident person, why use it for the wrong reasons? Why? Why use it for the wrong reasons? If you lead with love, it doesn't matter how someone else receives you. You cannot control how anybody else receives you. You can only control your intention. You just need to learn to accept who you are as a person. and embrace it. Embrace your insecurities, embrace your flaws. Like, this is why I say I love my strawberry freckles. They're spots, yeah, but I love them. You don't need to. They're not on your face. I am worthy of achieving my goals and desires. I trust the universe to bring me what I need. I am open to receive abundance in all areas of my life. I am confident in my abilities to manifest my desires. I release all doubt and fear and trust the process of creating my dream life. I am surrounded by positive energy and attract positivity. I am grateful for all the blessings in my life. I am worthy of love and happiness. I am capable of achieving everything I set my mind to. I am deserving of success and prosperity. I am grateful for the opportunities that come my way. I am aligned with my purpose and passion. I am surrounded by love and support. I am grateful for the lessons learned from my challenges. I am worthy of a fulfilling and abundant life. So that's all I'm going to read from my main diary today and all of my books. And I hope that this kind of opens your mind, not your mind, yeah. This kind of opens your mind to realise that there's so much more out there than just listening to negative comments or rotting away in your bed, than like to explore. There's so many more things that you can do to help yourself, and so many more roads and paths that you can go down to create your dream life and your mindset. Do you know what I mean? Because once you stop being so fixated on what other people think about you and so bothered about why you're not on the right path in life or doing what everybody else is doing, you're a bit behind, like I was, you realise that you can put this time into yourself in so many different ways and build yourself up and build your confidence up, and to the point where you're indestructible. Is that the right word? Indestructible? Not broken. Not being able to be broken. That didn't make sense. That wasn't English. But you get where I'm going with that. So honestly, I think girls and boys, I think that some people really need to have some deep dive search into their hearts and souls and minds about who they are and what their purpose is. You might not know what your purpose is. I don't know what my purpose is, but you can find it. You can find your purpose. I mean, sometimes I feel like my purpose was to influence people, low-key, but we're all different. We've all got different minds and we've all got different ways of coping. And I just wanted to put it out there that this is a really good coping mechanism for someone who felt the way that I did, or not. You might not feel the way that I did. You might have had a completely different situation, but you might still have had the same outcome as me and feeling really low and insecure and beat yourself down about little things. And like I said earlier, I sometimes still feel like I'm full of anger, whereas I meet people when I go out and I get loads of messages from people who tell me that I'm so pure and that I have a really nice soul and all of the above. But like, then I look at myself, and don't get me wrong, like, I'll be completely honest, I put my hands up, I've cried about this to my mum, because I genuinely thought that wasn't true. I genuinely thought, like, why is everybody saying all of these really nice things about me when that's not who I am? But I know that it is who I am. It is who I am through and through, and I'm so grateful for people being able to just look past my face and actually do a deep dive search into me and take the time to know me enough to just be like, look, you are amazing. And that took a lot for me. That really took a lot for me, because I wasn't that person before. That's just who I am today, and that's who I'm going to continue to be for the rest of my life, because I refuse to let myself go again, and you should too. So guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I don't know when I'm posting this, but I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll have loads more to talk about soon, even more to touch on this subject, because it is one of my most favourites to talk about, because I just think that it can help people so much throughout life. So thank you for watching my video, and just subscribe. Like, I'll be back. I'll be posting more on my Instagram, so hopefully I'll see you soon.